वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की fateh. So today's topic is going to be about Vasakhi, its importance, why Vasakhi came to be, how Vasakhi came to be, its foundations, its necessity, and its history. And most importantly, what is the point of taking amrit for us? So let's start from 1699. 1699 is known as the start of Gur Khalsa Panth. And that's the day that even Guru Gobind Singh Ji got on his knee and joined the Panth as a member. And you'll find this in writings of Dasme Pacha saying, Khalsa mero roop hai khas, Khalsa mero karo nivas. So this idea that Khalsa exists within every entity, within every being. And on top of this idea that Guru Gobind Singh, when asked, after you leave this world, how will we have your darshan? Like, how will we ever see you again? So Guru Sahib smiles and he says, anywhere where Panj sings, Panj kirti rahat, keeping six, people that keep every part of this belief system alive, wherever you meet five of them, you see them, say fateh to them, that is my darshan. Then they ask, well, what if those people don't exist? Then Guru Sahib says, find even one that can keep that rahat all the way through. Meet them and you'll have my darshan. And then they ask again, well, what if that doesn't exist? Or like, what if we can't find someone like that? Then he says that find even one person, yourself, after you do Nithanim, after you have done your Panjabaniya, wash your face and look at yourself. And then you have done my darshan. So what does this mean? So it sounds all nice and like homey that like, oh, Guru Sahib is like saying, oh, like you can see yourself in this light at all times. But what power does that give us? Well, when Guru Sahib himself gets on his knee and takes amrit, he makes himself a Sikh, a Gur Sikh, an Amritari. And on Vasakhi day, he transfers power from himself onto Gur Khalsa Panth. And then in history, we see that the Panj Pyare were able to tell Guru Sahib to leave Chamkaur di Gadi. We see that when Guru Sahib says that he would rather stay and Panj Pyare get together and tell him otherwise to leave the Gadi and escape, he has to listen to them. And he ends up doing exactly what they say. So what power is bestowed upon us the day that we take amrit? There's a saying, Chidiyan se main baaj banaun tabu Gobind Singh naam kahun. That the day that I make you from pigeons to hawks, that is the day I will call myself Guru Gobind Singh. The thing that's so special about being a hawk, the significance of a hawk, is this idea that hawks back in the day and even today are one of the hardest, if not impossible, animals to train. If you put a hawk inside of a cage, it will try its hardest, break its own beak, trying to break out. That is the specialty of a hawk. There is no chance that a hawk was going into a cage. And even in every picture of Guru Sahib, you'll always see a hawk on his arm and not in a cage. It's not possible. Guru Sahib took our existing status, our existing ideas, our existing mat of ourselves, understood that we felt powerless, understood that we had societal pressures upon us, and he freed us from it. And people always ask, well, can't we do that without amrit? Taking amrit is like getting married. Yeah, you can have a partner in your life without getting married, but you are not tied down to that relationship. You can leave whenever you'd like out of a relationship in which you're just living with someone else. You can have children with someone, you can move into the same house, but there is never a divorcing process from a person you never married. Thus, the mentality shifts when you take amrit, just like the mentality shifts when you get married. Yes, there are some people, again, that will get married and never change, and then they continue their antics, and people scrutinize the person, not the ceremony itself. And that's how it should work. Taking amrit is like initiation into a school. Yeah, you can sit into classrooms, but you don't graduate with a degree. Actually, in this school, you never graduate. So, bad analogy. But it's like coming to school. And taking amrit is paying tuition. And then the process between only two people exists. Between you and your guru. And all other links are severed. Between you, society, in every single way. In fact, there's this doctrine that's been researched heavily. It's called the Nash doctrine. The Nash doctrine, or the wiping away, Nash karna, the wiping away of previous occupation. So if you were a prostitute, let's just say, and you took amrit, from that day on you are free of those obligations and those deeds that you performed. From that day forward, you are still a Kaur and you are still a Singh. And now you are held to a higher standard than you were originally. Then comes Kolnash. This one's very hard for most people. This idea that we no longer belong to a certain sect. We no longer belong to a certain individual group. We don't belong to our parents, we don't belong to ourselves, and we don't belong to anyone else except for Akal Purkh Vaheguru. We serve the one. Then comes Taramnash. From the day that you take amrit, every other antic you ever performed, any other behavioral deeds that you performed in the sake of religion, from that day forward, your only focus is Guru Granth, Guru Panth, and living a Sikh-based life. Then comes Karamnash. This idea that, everything is written for us in the past, everything is predestined, Sade lekha ch likhya aaya. This idea that everything is already written. Guru Sahib says that replace that with grace. that anything that comes into your life, any challenges, any preordained destiny that you feel that you are being confined by, let it go. From that day forward, you don't have a preordained destiny, and you are free of this idea that you were born a chamar, you're gonna live a chamar, and you're gonna die a chamar. Now you are a king. Now you are able to do whatever you need to do to live your life as a sovereign. Then comes Paramnash. Paramnash is the wiping away of the idea of superstitions. Anything that we do, like, Shanivar nu se ni nona, all of that goes out the window the day that we take amrit. Because no day is more special than other days. There is no pain that's more deeper than another. There is no happiness that is any less equivalent to our pains. From that day forward, we have this belief of Ek Onkar, or the one force. That's all that exists. Now let's talk about the historical aspect of it. People often ask that when Khande Paul the Amrit was created, why and where did it take place, and why was it significant? Khande Paul the Amrit was given at Kesgarh Sahib, the fort of unshorn hair. Hair plays a very, very significant part of our ethos. This idea that we control our own destinies begins with our own bodies. And if we can't control ourselves, if we can't control the fact that we don't care about other people's belief systems when it comes to our looks, how can we possibly say that we are free? So this fort of unshorn hair, or uncut hair, untouched hair, is very, very important to us. And from the day that we take Amrit, we have become residents of the city of joy, or Anandapur. Your race, your name, your genealogy, your creed, your dharam, all belong to the Guru, and you are born anew. The day that you take Amrit, you are no longer expected to just be a good human being. You are made to be a king, to be a queen, to be the light in the darkness, to walk amongst your Guru. Not behind him, but shoulder to shoulder. From that day on, your nationality matters little. Religion doesn't exist anymore. Customs don't exist. Our custom is to serve Ek Onkar. That's it. Your pulls, your worries, your tensions, your concerns, all of those things are addressed by the Ek Onkar, and you place your trust in no one and nothing else but your Guru. In 1699, Vasakhi Day, we have to understand Guru Sahib didn't give us all of this out of retaliation. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji passed about 20 years prior, before the first Vasakhi Day. And from Guru Nanak till Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the changing of people's perceptions, the changing of people's minds, to create unity, to create love that surpassed all other things, That was the mission of the Guru. That is the mission of the Guru. Anything that's been said so far, let's try applying it to ourselves in a very, very short amount of time. This idea that we are all one big family, as Khalsa Panth. Let's just have an inward look to see if that's actually what's happening inside of us. Do we truly, to the best of our ability, try to understand our Guru every single day? The idea that we should read Guru Granth Sahib Ji daily to seek guidance, to create more understanding, to walk on a better path. Do we truly, truly excel in that? And again, this doesn't mean you've broken your amrit or that you're a bad Sikh. It's just you made a mistake yesterday, fix it today. We have to understand that when Guru Sahib is talking about this idea of sovereignty, when Guru Sahib is talking about this idea that we are in charge of our own destinies, how much do we truly mean that? We are so caught up in our belief system of wanting to be correct and always being on the right side of things and always trying to please others that we forget what right and wrong is all subjective and everything belongs to the Guru and our trust belongs to no one else. But the first thing that wavers when something goes wrong is our trust in our Guru. It's the first thing to be gone. So what is the lifestyle of an Amritari? Since we are talking about the very first Amrit Sanchar, what are the aspects? An Amritari needs to have a few characteristics. And they're outlined by the last body of Japji Sahib. Jat pahara tiraj sanyar ahrana mat ved hathiyar. Jat, let your self-restraint be your body, be your shop. Let self-restraint be your shop. Tiraj sanyar. Let this idea of tiraj, of compassion, of patience, be the one that crafts you. Aharana mat ved hathiyar. Make your mind your anvil, something that can take hits, willing to take hits, purposely ready to be forged. And what's the thing that is going to be struck by? Ved hathiyar. Let knowledge be the hammer. Let knowledge be the thing that strikes your anvil over and over again. Pao khalla agantap tao. Panda pao amrit tal. Make the bellows that of hate. I'm sorry, not hate. Of fear. Make the bellows of fear. The fear that you will not reach your Guru. The fear that somehow, some way, you will fall. Make that the ignition. Make that the thing that drives you into Sikhi. This fear that this world is going to eat you alive. The fear that we have every single day. Use that as power, as energy to reach your Guru. Agna taptao. Make that become the thing that heats you and keeps you going. Panda paol, amrit tal. Then make love the vessel that's ready to receive. Amrit tal. Take the sublime virtues, pour 'em. Kadiye sabd sachi taksal. Then create such a coin crafted by the Naam, by the Shabad, by the teachings of the Guru. Jinko nadar karam tinkal. Upon whoever this guidance has taken any type of effect, Nanak nadari nadar nihal. Nanak will forever be in awe of such a person, of such an entity. Bani and Japji Sahib and all writings of Guru Nanak place a significance, and always have placed a significance, on this idea that we are the oneness. We are the Guru. There is no difference between the wave that comes out of the water and the ocean. Our lifespan, our life, is just like a wave. It comes out of the ocean. It pretends to have its own identity as it's part of the ocean, and it merges back into the ocean. And there's this illusion that's created amongst ourselves that there's a difference between the oneness and ourselves. There's this difference between me and the Guru. Amrit only gets us the significance that from now on I am so committed to my Guru, I am willing to make these vows, I'm willing to sign this contract, I'm willing to take admission into the school. But until we take admission, we aren't truly following the path, and we're not signed up to it. Until we decide to take Amrit of our own fortitude and of our own will, that's the very first question that's asked during Amrit Sanjar, is, did you come here of your own will? Did anybody force you into this? Did anyone tell you to do this? And generally, we usually say, no, I came here by myself, but did we really? Ask yourself at that moment, if Guru Gobind Singh was standing in front of you, and he asked, out of a crowd of 100,000 people, for a head, would you be ready? Your Guru's asking for your head. And that seems very intimidating for the large majority of us. But let me ask you. There's often this Hindi line that comes into mind. Pyar kiya to dar na kiya. If you truly, truly, truly love your Guru, and you truly, truly trust your Guru, what's holding you back from walking on this path, other than this idea that you might fail? The only person that will ever fail is the person that never tries. Because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's just the sad reality of it. Anyways, I'm going to end this live here. If anybody has any questions, concerns, anything to say about any of the topics that were discussed, please let me know. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.